Hello and welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a program about the services and functions of Monmouth County government. I'm Cynthia Scott, your host for this segment of Monmouth in Focus. And today we are joined by Freeholder Serena DiMaso, who is here to talk about the county's master plan. Freeholder, thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Always a pleasure to have you here. First, let's talk, what exactly is the county's master plan?
Well, the county's master plan is very similar to municipal master plan. Each township has their own planning device that helps them develop their community. What we do is we bring all of those plans together and have a more regional focus. And we're kind of like the bridge between the locals and the state so that all the plans work together and help the community thrive.
So I guess now you're in the middle of an update. Can you give us some background on the master plan, how it came about and
Well, we haven't updated our master plan since 1986 or 1982.
82, wow.
And so this is a comprehensive master plan update. So we'll be going through each element, and we've done little programs and different studies. So we'll make sure that all of those studies and all of those programs get put into the main master plan, and just work together to make sure that our redevelopment and our revitalization, we have to shift our focus from a suburban county that was growing to now one that has a more stabilized population. And so we have to redevelop what we have and revitalize what we have.
A lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but it's good work, and it's good work for everybody involved.
So the first one was in 1982, actually. You said you haven't updated it since then.
Well, there was others before that,
Right.
but we haven't done a comprehensive one since 1982.
Gotcha.
You just do like little tweaking here and there.
Amending,
Right,
things like
yes.
that. And how long will this one be used for?
It'll be for 10 years because our goal now is to make sure that we update it and review it every 10 years after the census, because that's when the population shifts. And now that we feel like our growth is stabilized, we'll just make adjustments to it as needed.
Right. So where are we right now, let's say, in the work that has to be done or that's gotten done?
We started the work late in 2013, and we're doing all the work in-house, so there's no cost to the taxpayer.
Gotcha.
We have a phenomenal staff. We have great engineers and planners that are all working together, and so we don't have to go out and hire anybody to help us do this. So that's saving the taxpayers money so that we can get this done properly. But and then through the spring and the summer, we had working groups, which we invited the municipalities and anybody that was interested in coming to sit down and give us their ideas of what they think Monmouth County is, was, and should be. And now going forward in the fall, we're reviewing all that information. And in early 2015, we'll have all the stakeholders back in and kind of hammer out the plan together.
So the working groups, they've worked in the past with the county, or maybe some people that are new to it?
Anybody was welcome.
Anybody.
So we had environmental groups, we had long-range planning and working groups, we had people that were in the arts, people that were, more interested in transportation, and, an element called circulation and mobility, which is just moving around the county, getting from one place to the other easily. So anybody that was interested, any community stakeholder was welcome to come.
And I guess the more diverse interests, the better, especially when it comes to covering the topics of the master plan, which include what?
Some of the topics in the master plan are open space, farmland preservation, things that you would actually think of off the top of your head. And then there's things like utilities or healthy communities, just to make sure that the utilities that we have are sufficient for each community and that the community remains healthy. We have arts and culture and historic. Because, as you know, Monmouth County is extremely historic, and we have a lot of arts. We have Red Bank, we have Asbury Park, all really rich in the arts, so we want to make sure we preserve all of that. And then just things like education and all the things that make Monmouth County the place you want to be.
Exactly. Now, you mentioned, and again, the working groups are putting this together. How often do they meet?
Well, it depends on the working group. Some meet, have only needed to meet once, and some meet every other week. There are members of the planning board on those working groups. There are members of the public. There are staff. And it just depends on the need as we see it going forward. If everybody meets and says, okay, we're all good, we have all our plans in place,
right?
That group will finish until 2015, when we bring them all back together to kind of work and like a fabric, make them all work together.
Okay, that was my next question. So, right, once they're done, then once they finish their work, they come back to it in the end to kind of just finalize everything.
Yeah, weave it all together. And, we look at things, we have a little acronym called SWOT, which is Oh, and now it's going out of my head. With strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Okay.
So we look at each individual topic for its strength and its weakness.
Great.
And how much we need that in the community, or how much Monmouth County can play a role in making sure that that stays a part of the community, what opportunities are out there, and what's threatening those opportunities. Transportation, perhaps in an area that needs more help with circulation, putting in even a roundabout, for instance.
Okay.
Just to make sure the traffic, keeps moving smoothly, and, you cut down on accidents and stuff like that. So we look at every angle we can.
How can someone find out more information about the master plan aside from shows like this?
Well, they can absolutely go on our website, visit monmouth.com, and click on that. There's a planning board link and a master plan link, or they can just call Monmouth County's planning department and help them, and they'll give them all the information they need.
Absolutely. And once the master plan is complete, how do people access it if they want to see it, if they want to become familiar with it?
Well, it will have two forms. You can ask for your own copy, or you can just go online and look it up, and it'll be all there. And you can look at the element that you are most interested in. You don't have to read the whole thing. There'll be all different elements. So,
It'll be
but
easy
it'll all be available online, and the freeholders will adopt it formally sometime in the middle of 2015, and it'll become the document that guides us through 2021.
For the next 10 years, right? Or 2025. I don't know. That's great. So basically, you had mentioned earlier in the segment that you're kind of in between the state and the municipalities. So I guess you're collecting some of the information from the municipalities as well, because that's where you get a lot of, the
Absolutely.
answers.
We all have to work together, and that's one thing that the county does very well. We bridge that, working between townships, because, the townships border each other. So to put, if Costco wants to come in, for instance, you put Costco here and a Costco in Homedale and a Costco in Hazlet doesn't work.
Right.
But if we have a master plan for the whole county, you can oversee and kind of place those big box stores, or anything for that matter, pizza shop. You don't want two pizza shops right next door to each other just because they're across the street in different towns.
Exactly.
So the master plan will help ease our transition into making sure all the towns work together.
And through the master plan, you could actually see that there's a pizza shop on Route 34. I mean, obviously, you won't know the name and all that, but
you'll see that area is made for
food.
Yeah, whatever the zoning is called for. So
Gotcha.
if it's food, or if it's some townships actually have big box zoning, so you'll know that.
Gotcha.
And also our economic development people will help guide that as well.
Okay. All right. Lots of information out there. Great job so far.
Yes.
Freeholder, good luck to you in the future.
Thank you so much.
That is all the time we have for this segment of Monmouth in Focus. And of course, like the Freeholder said, if you would like to get more information about the master plan, you can of course go to www.visitmonmouth.com. I'm Cynthia Scott. Have a great day, everyone.